they can say what they want. I'm on my motherfucking way. I don't care about what they post and what they do, what they say, man. Look, it's only 1-on-1, man. I'm the real OG line. I heard it.
Yeah, buddy. One. Step in. One. Step in. One.
Hey, see, I'm from Texas. We got Beyonce, Trey the Truth, and we can't forget Devin. Big shout out to them boys, and I can't forget back in Texas. I've been feeling like Luca, how about that shit?
Vowed to reclaim their status as the kings of Texas, Errol Spence Jr. and Jermall Charlo have sent shockwaves through the industry by joining forces in a high-octane super camp. After months of silence and speculation following devastating setbacks, the Truth and the Hitman are officially back in the lab, and they aren't doing it alone. This isn't just a friendly workout between two former stablemates, it's a strategic realignment of power in the Lone Star State. By moving his operations to Ronnie Shields, Errol Spence is signaling a total departure from the Derrick James era that defined his career. Meanwhile, Charlo is returning to the mentor who helped him reach his physical peak. Observers are now questioning if this Houston alliance is the missing piece required to bring two of boxing's biggest stars back from the brink of obscurity.
Came across Texas boys, Jermall Charlo, Errol Spence, two of my favorite fighters. You know, to this day, they haven't been as active as I would like, but definitely two of my favorite fighters, especially around 2018, 2019, when they were really active, man. It was them two, Tank and Benavidez, I guess you could say. They ran the PBC stable. Those my guys on PBC, you know. My guys on PBC, you had Wilder too back and around that time, but yeah, they was holding it down. You know, that when you think of PBC, you know, around that time you thought of Charlo, you know, or both of the Charlos, Lions Only, Spence, Tank, Wilder. You know, they really, you know, carried it for PBC. But they put in some work, and they was working out with Jermall Charlo's trainer, Ronnie Shields. Errol Spence was getting some work in, get some pad work in with Ronnie Shields, and want to see these guys back in the ring. Errol Spence has been rumored linked to Tim Tszyu, comeback fight. Go over there and fight Tim Tszyu. You know, Errol Spence say, I don't do no tune-ups. We don't do tune-ups. And Jermall Charlo, I want him to get his lick back against Caleb Plant. That'd be a great fight, super middleweight, you know, 168. You know, see Jermall Charlo get back in there.
He exposed as a man on a mission, legendary trainer Ronnie Shields has confirmed he is the architect behind this dual comeback. Shields, a Hall of Fame caliber coach, has a reputation for stripping fighters down to their fundamentals and rebuilding them with old school grit. The Ronnie Shields factor cannot be overstated. Shields is known for building throwback fighters who prioritize ring generalship and body work. For Spence, who is coming off a brutal loss to Terrence Crawford and subsequent eye surgery, this change in scenery is a massive gamble. He's betting that a fresh set of eyes and a return to defensive basics can erase the damage of that Las Vegas nightmare. For Charlo, it's about finding the discipline that vanished during his lengthy hiatus from the ring.
You know, my daughter cried when he lost because she was such a fan of him, and knowing what he had done for Dallas, she was deeply hurt when he lost that fight. So it's like a lot of people do really love Errol Spence because he's a downright, down-to-earth, very good guy. You know, and I mean, I'm supposed to go work with him some tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Dallas tomorrow to work with him a little bit, and I'll see where he at, see where we can help him get back to, because I do want to see him get back on that horse and ride again. Those fans at that fight the weekend, they want to see him get back on that horse and ride again. Yeah. So if anything we can do to help him out, I'm going to go see what I can do to help get him back on the horse. And like I said, I don't have to be his trainer. I just want to help him get going and see what he can do. If he likes it, cool, just get back up. Sometimes we all go through these things, but the main thing is, can you get up from it? You're not judged by how you go down, it's how you get up. So all of us want to see him get up And if he just had one more fight just for the fun of it, just say, okay, I'm gonna go out on my shield, I'm gonna go out right, I'm cool with that too. But I am gonna definitely go. I'm gonna go help him out tomorrow. Start working with him. I'm gonna try to give him a couple of days of work, see where he at, and help him try to make a good, smart decision. And if he got it, he gonna go with it. I'm sure. He wouldn't come to that arena if he wasn't thinking about it. So he was lit up in that arena. He loved that fan support. You could tell he was in his elements, and that made me happier than anything because he was glowing in that element.
Confronted by the critics who say he's washed after the Crawford beatdown, Spence is using this Houston camp to silence the noise once and for all. The boxing community has been ruthless, with many suggesting that the car accidents and the Crawford clinical performance have permanently dulled Errol's elite reflexes.
First off, I want to say there's stuff I know about Errol Spence's future in boxing that I have sworn to secrecy and I just can't mention. It's not that for sure it's going to happen, but these are the things that I've been hearing. And, I just really can't say anything. And it didn't surprise me to see video of him hitting the mitts and working out. If you look at his physique, you can tell he's been working out. My assessment of his mitt work right now, he looks rusty, as he should. He looks rusty. Looks like he's pushed his punches a little bit. He always kind of pushed his jab, though. But it looks like he's taking it light, probably warming up. You're not going to see everything he's doing. His physique, his body looks well conditioned. He looks healthy, right? I'm happy he took some time off after Terrence Crawford. That shit was crazy. I mean, he had the accident, then he came back and fought Danny Swift Garcia. Then he was gone for a while. He fought Ugas. I think he had like another accident. Then he had a detached retina when he was going to fight Manny Pacquiao. And then fought Terrence Crawford and that shit. So really, he should have taken some time off, not just to reassess what he's going to do in his career, but to also get some rest.
Inside the gym, the energy tells a different story. Boxing insiders are closely watching Spence's reaction time and his ability to take a punch in sparring. Training alongside a big brother figure like Jermall Charlo provides the mental intensity needed to overcome the trauma of his first career defeat. In the sport of boxing, the mental hurdle is often higher than the physical one, and Spence appears to be leaning on the lions-only mentality to bridge that gap.
Errol Spence, there's rumors that he's coming back against
Tim Tszyu.
Matter of fact. Right, exactly. A common opponent, So maybe even though I think Errol has said, I'm never fighting Keith Thurman, no matter what.
But if that's the case, if Keith Thurman beats Fundora, now you got 2 belts, there's nowhere else you can go.
Well,
they would have to fight each other.
Errol will have to get past Tim Tszyu, and then that could be built, not mega fight, but
I would say that's a mega fight.
You would,
I would say that's a mega fight.
I think so. What do you think, Caleb?
If they both win with knockouts, Errol Spence wins with a knockout, Keith Thurman wins with a knockout, that's not a mega fight.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe he's speaking to like the fact because of where they're in their careers. Right. But at the same time, I mean, I think that's just as an exciting fight as any, regardless of who wins, between the Errol Spence and Tim Tszyu and whether Fundora and Keith Thurman. I mean, out of those 4 people, there's not really a bad matchup.
Right, that's true.
For whoever wins.
And both of these guys took 1 loss.
Yeah.
They lost to greats, all-time greats. Yeah. Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford. Everybody loses to them, except Floyd.
In recent public appearances, Jermall Charlo, Jermall's twin, took a dig at Errol, and he has made it clear that he's tired of being the forgotten champion. While Spence is the quiet technician, Jermall remains the lightning rod for controversy.
Zayas. He ain't worth shit. I knocked him out, but he everything that they want. I'm not gonna mention the little fish and the little lion. I'm the big dog. I don't know what else to do in boxing right now. I've been waiting, trying. I don't know what else.
Jermall, you were the man of this division, but each of your titles went vacant, man. What do you say to people? I think I should send up some lawsuits like Davis did, and get my belts back because I didn't get it. They took my belts over. We gotta defend them to not get stripped.
Why y'all take my belts then?
Because you gotta defend them to not get stripped, Jermall.
I get that, but I defended it. When I fought in 2023, I was stripped on my WBO title before I even fought. So why did they get my?
But one way or another, if you don't defend them for 4 years, they're gonna get taken off you. You know,
I get that, but they didn't even give me a chance. I'm 4 years, motherfucker. I ain't been out the ring 4 years, stupid.
Since 154.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's clear that Jermall is fighting a two-front war. On one side, he's battling the elite 154-pound contenders. On the other, he's wrestling with the legal hurdles and personal struggles that have sidelined him for years. This duality makes him a wild card among the two Charlos. If he can channel that the world energy into his road work, the middleweight division has a serious problem on its hands. Targeted at the super middleweight and super welterweight division, both men are looking to leave their traditional weight classes behind for bigger, more lucrative money fights. The days of killing themselves to make 147 or 160 are over. The focus has shifted toward longevity and physical presence.
You know, it may mean more, but you know what? You don't feel he had to do anything other than what he's doing. He's already training his ass off, and, you know, he does everything we ask him to do, so I can't ask him to do anything different, you know, because he fighting David Benavidez.
Is that, like, maybe a good sign for you as a trainer that he's, you know, kind of even-keeled even on a big stage like this?
That's a great sign for me. You know, I know who he is and what he's all about, and he know who he is, and that's why he changes, he don't change anything.
I think I heard you say somewhere that he kind of reminded you of Evander a little bit. Why is that?
With the way he trains. I mean, I'm telling you, man, this kid trains hard. You know, Holyfield trained hard. And if you know Evander Holyfield, then you know this guy, he trained his ass off. And Moraes the same way.
He obviously second fight at 175. Do you see the difference as far as like him, you know, kind of maybe not struggling to make weight? Obviously, it's a good 7 pounds.
He definitely don't have trouble making the weight. That's for sure. He did at 68. 68 was tough for him, but 75 is perfect for him, man. He's a natural light heavyweight.
By moving up, they are positioning themselves for potential blockbusters against the likes of Canelo Alvarez or Caleb Plant. However, the move comes with a caveat, the layoff factor. Moving up in weight while coming off a long period of inactivity is historically a recipe for disaster. Both men must prove that their frames can handle the thudding power without losing the speed that made them champions. Dominated by the narrative of a Texas takeover, this camp is a metaphorical middle finger to the Las Vegas and California boxing hubs. For years, the biggest stars have flocked to the West Coast to find elite training. By staying in Houston, Spence and Charlo are leaning into their roots.
You can't handle that. You can't beat Fundora. I just watched him. He can't beat Fundora. I just watched him. Now, if he think he could beat Fundora, fight me first.
Who's this you're saying? That fight you first? You talk about Keith still?
Get on my face, dude. Ask somebody.
He called out everybody hating him.
Everybody can't beat me. Who can beat me at this division?
If you had a choice right now, who would you pick? Like, who would be like, I beat that guy right now, put him in the ring and win?
That bitch they just fought? Fundora? What the fuck you talking about? I'm fighting Fundora. He just got the belt. That's my belt. Nobody took my title. Nobody. I lost my titles because I fought Canelo. Duh. Get the money, dummies.
No one earned it.
Get the money, dummies.
All the politicians look out for
Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
Hey,
Get me out of here.
I'm gonna short say what's up, man.
Baby, it's our guy.
That's right. So make sure you.
Get me out of here. Get me out of here. 154. I run Texas, dummy. I run Texas, dummy.
There is a psychological advantage to being home. For two fighters who have dealt with significant outside-the-ring drama, the isolation of Ronnie Shields' gym offers a sanctuary. It's a place where they can be themselves without the prying eyes of the Vegas Strip. This mentality is being used as fuel for what both men describe as the final chapter of their legendary careers. Questioned by top analysts, the boxing world remains deeply divided on whether two aged stars can truly find success. Critics point out that super gyms often fail due to massive ego clashes. When two alpha males are competing for the attention of one head trainer, the environment can quickly turn toxic. If Ronnie Shields can manage these two massive personalities, he might just pull off the greatest coaching feat of the decade. If not, this could be the final time we see either man in a meaningful fight.
If you got Jermall, would you say I'm done after that?
Of course, 100%.
What's the thing about Jermall? I feel like you don't like Jermall. And if you,
I don't. you got respect for Earl. So if you did Earl like that, god damn.
I don't like Jermall for the simple fact that I feel he's a fake individual. I feel Errol is real. I feel he's genuine. I feel like he stand on 10 toes on everything that he say or do. I feel like Jermall is just one of those guys that do a lot for attention. I was cool with Jermall and Jermall and their older brother prior to me moving up in weight. You know, I got messages with he hit me up asking me he gonna pull up in Omaha, and we talking about cars. We talking about all different type of stuff. Once, you know, I moved up in the division, and I understand that they stable mates. He trained with Errol coach, and they've been knowing each other for a long time. For him to start bashing me and talking bad about me and saying I'm gonna get knocked out, and, you know, going out his way to say little slick shit about me, I was just like, man, that's some hoe shit.
Challenged to pick a side, fans are now forced to decide if the Truth and the Hitman are back for real, or if they're just chasing one last massive payday before hanging up the gloves. The Texas takeover is officially in motion, but the stakes have never been higher. Does training together make Spence and Charlo more dangerous? Or is this just a desperate move to save two fading careers? Drop your predictions in the comments. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.